everybody gets caught up in like comparing themselves to other people, comparing their journey. Like everybody's running their own race. Like something that I always tell my, like, comparison is the thief of joy. Like you're never going to be happy if you're just sitting here comparing like
dropping gems on us. You just dropped the gem on us.
That's not crazy.
That's a good quote. That's a good quote. That's a good quote.
That's not crazy. That's good.
And how you said it too.
It was well.
It's true.
It was like a good tone in the message.
Yeah, you dropping gems.
Like
First of all, how nice is this facility? Do you guys know that? I'm curious. Do you know the backstory of this place? Because this is my first time here.
I don't know the backstory of it. It's a beautiful facility, though.
We're sitting in this crazy film room. I've been to a lot of these places. It's definitely one of the nicer ones I've been in. I think broadly speaking, I'm gonna throw it out to the group at first. You guys are 15-13, 7th in a fucking loaded West. Every game, you're talking about you're playing the Lakers tomorrow. It feels like you're playing the Lakers or Warriors every night. What's your vibe? What's your feeling and vibe right now heading into Christmas? Like, what are you sort of most happy about where you are?
I feel great. I think, the start of the season, we had a couple tough losses, which was tough. But I think the adversity and the competitiveness of this group, like we compete day in and day out every night. So if, like I told like the media and everybody, like if we start winning and losing off like the X's and O's, we can deal with that because like that's stuff we can fix. But like the competitive nature that we have on this team, like 1 through 15, is different here. So I feel great coming out of Christmas.
When did you realize how competitive everybody was? Like how early was
training camp?
Yeah.
Summer?
Like what happened? Like what was the spark?
Dylan got 2 texts in a pickup game.
Yeah, training camp.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, we had some refs from like local refs come in, and he was getting on them crazy.
You got on one.
Yeah, but we're talking about
terrible,
Dylan.
though. That was terrible. That was terrible. I kind of felt it in Flagstaff, bro. When we first linked up with some of y'all and played.
Yeah.
Not the whole team was there. We was in Flagstaff for like a weekend. It was competitive out there. Yeah.
So I want to do sort of like background stuff. I feel like with all you, I was going to start with you, Jordan, just because you've had such a journey, even to just get here. When you got to St. Louis, I was reading that they called you player coach or something like that when you were in college. Is that
player
true?
coach?
Yeah, this is like in your background. You had like there's a thing that says like Jordan Goodwin player coach. Was that accurate?
I don't know if it was accurate. I was probably trying to act like a coach, definitely a player, but I don't know.
So what was it like? What was it like? Like what was the like? How did St. Louis kind of like start your journey in terms of not just like basketball, but everything?
I mean, small school. Definitely stayed home, kind of hometown hero. So kind of experienced a lot in those 4 years when I was there. I think it kind of helped me out by just getting it out the mud because when I left St. Louis, I went right to the G League, which maybe had to get out the mud again. So I think that kind of just paved the way for me a little bit. But as far as the player coach, man, a couple times I did grab the clipboard and drew my own play up in college a couple times. I'm not gonna lie, I did that. But it definitely helped me out to get where I'm at right now, though.
What'd you think about the DC Go-Go's?
I love the Go-Go. Being in the G League, especially a whole year, and having a good group, it goes a long way. We was really connected. And I still talk to those guys, and seeing those guys like Pat Spencer, he with the Warriors right now. He was on that team.
Yeah, we did the thing with him last week.
Yeah, so like just seeing like
psycho.
Seeing the guys I was on that team in the league too right now still. So yes, it was a good experience.
Do you feel like I was in Denver yesterday and we did a thing with Spencer Jones too, with Cam and Spencer Jones. And he's on a 2-way right now. He's going back and forth. And he was just basically talking about the experience of basically like the uncertainty of that part of your journey where you are a professional basketball player, but you also, there's a lot of uncertainty. What do you feel like that did for you sort of mentally in terms of just like sharpening your focus?
Especially when I was on a 2-way. It's difficult. Like 2-way is like one of the hardest jobs in the league. I don't think they get enough credit. Just going, not knowing where you're going to be at each day. So my main thing was just being where my feet was. So if I was in the G League, this day I was in the G League. If I was playing with the big team to this day I was up there. But it definitely just keep you locked in on where you at.
So you go to Phoenix, Memphis Hustle, South Bay, and then Lakers.
Lakers, yeah.
Was there anything in that part of that run that sort of like stood out to you as like an instrumental sort of piece or anything like that?
I think when I was with South Bay, I was hurt for like 2 months. So when I got sent back to the G League, I kind of just had to like kind of mature a little bit off the court, and on the court had to do a couple things. So I think that last trip kind of made me lock in more as a pro. Again, sent back down to the G League.
And when you got to the Lakers, last year. I mean, I remember the Laker fans were pissed when you left because they were just like every time you were on the court, it was a good thing. Did you feel like because of this journey, it was like by the time you got that shot, it was like you just approach it differently than maybe you had if you had gotten it in like 21?
Yeah, I was ready for it. I was prepared for it. Like I said, that whole time when I was recovering, I was doing stuff I never did. I was lifting like 3 times a day, eating right, staying inside, doing all the things like that. So yeah, I think I was just ready for it.
Did y'all have any experiences with him? Did y'all like, what was your interaction with him before this year?
I seen him last year in the G League. I don't think wasn't playing because I had come back from an injury, but he was talking crazy to some of our guys, bro. And he was like, I can't wait for you to get out here. He's like, I need you out here to play against you. I was like, bro, this dude's nuts.
When he was in DC, when I was in Charlotte, we played against him, and he was just on that, like super scrappy, like hustle plays, timeouts, coach getting on us about, getting on him.
Do you feel like we've been getting back to the competitiveness thing? Obviously, competitiveness is contagious in terms of wanting to win, like a desire to win, everything like that. But do you feel like when you got like teammates talking, it's going to make you want to talk more? Or you kind of just like let them do their thing and I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna lie. If I see like even just emotion, say if Rock get a putback dunk and he get the yelling, like I don't know why that stuff just kind of like fired me up too. And we got Dylan out there. Dylan be saying a lot of crazy things out there, so that kind of get me going too. Though I ain't gonna lie. So the funny thing with him, we did an ep a couple weeks ago with Steven Adams, and he was like talking about his favorite teammates, and he said Dylan was one of his favorite teammates in Houston. He was saying like A, he like leads by example, and then B, he's also just like he's like a different person. He's like one person on the court, and then off the court he's the nicest dude in the world. But when he's on the court, we see it every night. He's doing something, and so it does in a weird way. It's like not like it takes the pressure off, but I feel like he's going to do that, so you guys can kind of do your thing a little bit, and you don't feel like you need to have that same amount of like whatever you want to call it, like junkyard dog, because he's there.
Yeah, I think we feed off of that, but like Steven was saying, he's definitely like that, where he's in between the lines. He's like a different person. Then once you get off the court, he's one of the nicest people, one of the best teammates. So that's definitely accurate. But I think once we see, like every night, we know what he's bringing, and then you got to kind of match that or bring that intensity, that level of energy that he has.
Colin, so you were at Archbishop. When did you get your first offer?
My first offer was like Division II offer. All my offers my junior year were Division II. My first Division I offer was going into my senior year that summer. And what was
was there a moment that brought it on, or was it?
Yeah, I was killing in the summertime, but I didn't play for a circuit team. So I played for Team Final Black. But yeah, it was really just that summer that I was killing.
And where was Nova in this process?
When did Villanova start recruiting me? We went to Slam Dunk to the Beach in Delaware, and we played Roselle Catholic. It was like Nas Reed, his team, and he was
that the Jelly Roll?
Yeah,
Jelly
Fam. Yeah, he was a big time recruit, but he played at Roselle, and they had a good team, and we beat them there. And that's when I think one of their assistants first saw me. But then I got an offer from Nova like early-ish, middle of my senior year.
And then it was that obvious when that came to be, you were just like, I got to go there.
Yeah, I think so. I kind of was just sick of the recruiting process because there was like I didn't really care for where I was going because I told myself I was going to play out my senior year of high school and kind of just see where it took me. But I was really waiting for certain offers, and then certain schools didn't offer me because I would have committed. But
who were you waiting on?
Like the local schools, like Delaware, like some CAA schools, then like St. Joe's, Temple.
This is always my favorite thing when you were like,
I know you're sick.
Yeah. I forget what it was. I forget.
They sick right now.
Delaware fumbled you and Dante.
Yeah. Dante was like a bigger name though, especially being from Delaware. He was from Delaware. So like he was a bigger recruit than me and he played for team final, but my sister went to Delaware. So I was like, I'm familiar with the campus. And then they came to like some open gyms of ours in the summertime and then offered, like I remember I killed in the summertime and then they offered like 4 juniors on our team. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm not going to Delaware. Fuck them.
That's crazy. It's funny to think about just now, like I almost wonder if they just, not like it took you for granted, but it was like you were too familiar. And so it became like.
I don't think people like saw me enough. Because they saw me a bunch like play, but they were probably just like, we don't know if he could do it at the next level. So, I mean, it is what it is. It all worked out, but.
When you got to that Nova team, and I know some of the characters from that group, your freshman year, how did you learn to fit into that bunch?
Honestly, it was like, I was kind of the odd one out because it was like, I remember in my recruiting, like the day I committed, I went to school, met with Coach Wright, the staff. He was like, yeah, you're probably not going to play till you're a junior or a senior. So he was like, just come in, work hard. And then hopefully by the time you're a junior or senior, you could play. And I was like, all right. In the back of my head, I'm like, okay, like whatever. I don't really care what you're saying right now. And then we got on the court and I think I was playing in pickup and they were like, oh, he could play a little bit. But then obviously we had like Jalen, Dante was our 6th man, Phil Booth, Eric Paschal, Mikhail, Omari. So we had like 7 guys that were NBA guys. And I was just like, all right, I'm just try to get on the floor, do whatever it takes to get on the floor. And we had a really good team that year. So it was fun.
Do you think this has now become like an over talked about topic in New York because they're all there? But like, do you think there's something about that particular, like, what was it about that group that was able to transition well to the NBA? Because even like, I mean, it's a different year, but like even like Sadiq has been balling this year. Like, there's been a high hit rate from Nova.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just have guys that are super competitive, play a winning brand of basketball, and then Coach Wright was super influential in like how we were practicing every day, our approach, being professional, being coachable. Stuff like that, doing all the little things that get you on the floor. And then once you get on the floor, everything else like kind of takes care of itself. And once you get that opportunity, you can kind of go do what, what you're able to do. So
how early did you see that with Jalen in particular?
Oh, right away. I was roommates with him when I first got there in my first summer session. And we would get out of practice. We would have like our lifts, get out of practice. And then he was like a half hour later, he was going back to the gym with his dad. And I just remember, I'm like, I don't know how he's not dead tired. We just had 3-hour practice. We had lift in the morning. We had yoga the next morning. So I'm like, how's he not dead tired? But I saw it very early, even his like eating habits, the way he was eating like fruits, all different types of stuff he was doing. But yeah, he's a special individual.
So you were 5 years at Nova. Did you think the NBA was a thing?
My first 2 years, I wasn't like, I'm definitely going to the NBA. But I think my junior year, I was like, all right, maybe there's a chance like I could play in the G League, get a 2-way, do it that way, and then try to just work my way up. But I don't think I really thought I was like for sure going to the league until Coach Wright said something to me about it. He was like, there's people asking about you. Like, just continue to do what you're doing. And that was like towards the middle of my junior year in Big East play.
And so when you leave, you go undrafted. What was the experience? What was the getting to Denver and then obviously get hurt? But just what was that experience like over the next couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good experience for me. Obviously, I thought I could have been drafted coming out of college, like for what I did, but everybody's journey is different and stuff like that. And then I got a 2-way, played pretty well in summer league. I was just going to try to grind my way onto the floor, like kind of how I did at Nova. I've always had that like kind of same path everywhere I've been. So I was confident going in, and then I just broke my leg. So
were you guys clocking him at Nova at all? Did you watch any of the games?
We played them in a secret scrimmage.
Yeah, we had a secret scrimmage. Where was that?
It was at DC. It was
DC,
at
yeah.
Washington. Washington's facility.
Yeah, so we played. I mean, it was me. That was my class. So Paulo, Trevor, AJ Griffin, Jeremy Roach. We're playing on the Wizards court, and then it was supposed to be like no media access, and then like somehow, some way, stats came out. We won the game, so
Dude, this was crazy, bro. No. This was crazy.
What was the stats? Who got off?
This was crazy. This was crazy, bro.
Who got off?
Because they were like, after the game, they were like, yo, don't post anything from the game, blah, blah, blah. And Duke, bro, puts out their footage of the highlights.
We put out clips.
They put out clips. So then we were like, all right, we're putting out clips too.
We put out clips, just showing like, before the season, we're getting better. Snippets though, not like the full game, but
And so they were like, once you broke it.
Yeah,
so
what was
it?
the stat line though?
I don't have the box score, but I just
it was really just the
Paolo went
concept.
crazy.
Yeah, Paulo played really well.
Justin Moore played really well. But it was like he talking about they won. We had a scrimmage of 10 minutes that was just zone,
It was just
straight
multiple-
zone.
We're really working
playing
on.
zone. Paolo's catching at the free throw line, throwing straight to the rim to Mark. I'm like, all right, we're never gonna play them zone in a game.
It was really we were working on our games. It was just funny that it turned out that way.
I was pissed because we both got to the Final Four that year. I'm like, all right, we're getting our lick back. And we played Kansas in the Final Four. We lost, and they played Carolina. They lost. I'm like, all right, dude.
I was told by Trey Murphy, I need to ask about your recruiting story to Virginia.
From Trey? Yeah, so for me, I didn't really have a lot of offers, like kind of like Colin coming out of high school. I was very late bloomer coming into this, and I would say I played only 1 year AAU my senior year of high school. Didn't have any offers, so I did a postgraduate year, and that's when I kind of blew up from there. Played with the Jayhawks in New York with Adidas, and then we went to Alabama, playing like in the circuit, and that's when kind of my name started getting out there a little bit more. Played a couple times there, and then our last tournament in Jersey, I think it was like Hoop Group. We went out there, and that's kind of when Virginia TB saw me and came out there, and yeah, it was tough. I actually was gonna walk on there because they didn't have any scholarships.
It's crazy.
I waited too long. Like you said, like you want to be done with it. Mm-hmm. I want to go through the process, and that kind of messed me up because a kid committed when I was gonna miss between me and him, but I kind of felt like when I went there, I just fell in love with the campus and everything, and I fell in love with what the TB was saying. And I was like, if I got to walk on, I'll walk on here. So we decided to do that. And then like, God, hopefully like in the spring before I came there, like a scholarship opened up.
So you were like, I'd rather walk on here than get a scholarship.
Yeah, I just felt like it was the best fit for me. I feel like I just love what Coach Bennett was saying.
Wow.
Typically, he's a Virginia player though. He's like, I'm built for this program.
I'm a UVA guy for sure.
Nah, but like I just kind of love what he was saying. Like he was real. Like kind of like Jay Wright and everyone. Like he's gonna say with Coach K. Like he's gonna tell you what it is.
It's a nice campus.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I mean, like
I say it's top 5 campus.
I don't know that I get the walk on over the scholarship, but I do get the like that's where you would want to go.
Yeah, it was because I kind of knew when I talked to him early, like when the scholarship was there, like I should have took it, but I don't know what made me decide, but thank God I did. But yeah, and then I committed like in that early summertime for our postgraduate year, and then got to there.
Did you guys ever overlap?
No, you were gone when I.
Yeah, I was the draft class 22. It was a year.
Yeah,
I feel like we have the 3 like underdog stories, and then we got the
top dog right here.
Big dog, man.
Big dog.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little different. I mean, my senior year, I went to IMG. It was the COVID year though, so we didn't even get Geico. No nationals. But I mean, we played everybody across the country. Played Mount Verde. Obviously went to Duke. My freshman year at Duke though wasn't pretty. It was a rough year for us. No fans in the crowd. So the year just didn't go as planned. ACC tournament we beat Louisville. And we were supposed to play Florida State the next day. They called us in the morning like, hey, somebody popped up positive, and that was it. So like that was the end of our year. But my sophomore year was like the year. individually had a really good year. A lot of good matchups that I thought I dominated in. Obviously, we went to the Final Four.
Talk your shit.
What did you dominate? Like,
you dominate
like that.
I mean, we had. I
Pull
mean,
the tape.
yeah,
Secret
it
scrimmage.
can. Nah, secret scrimmage. We played Gonzaga in Vegas. We played Kentucky Champions Classic. Yeah, Gonzaga was really fun. We had Floyd Mayweather courtside. NCAA tournament. Michigan State, Texas Tech, Arkansas. Obviously, the Final Four, even though we lost. I mean, it's a good year though. I mean,
to your point, it's a legit NBA front court.
Yeah,
That's I would hope that
we
would dominate something.
We had five draft picks. I mean,
Yeah.
Paolo went one. Me, AJ Griffin, Wendell Moore, Trevor Keels. I mean,
Did you have a favorite Coach K story?
I mean, we could say after we lost, like in the regular season, he brought out like every trophy, every accolade, like everything he's ever won, laid it out across the court, and was like, he was like, you want to make it to the mountaintop? Like, this is what it takes. Like, it's not easy. Like, you guys haven't been there. I've been there. And I'm talking like every championship, everything. It was literally the whole court. Like, we were sitting there, long talk, all before practice. And he was like, y'all want to get there. Like, it's not easy to get there. Like, I've been there. But that was probably the one that stuck with me.
Thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring the show. There's something special about basketball in January. The new year brings a fresh slate, and teams are starting to hit their stride. I've been glued to the games, and honestly, DraftKings Sportsbook has made watching even better. They're an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and their early exit feature is a game changer. If your player goes down in the first half, you can still get paid in cash. Richie, as always, been playing around on the futures, NBA futures on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. As always, subject to change. We are taping this New Year's Eve. I was looking at the regular season wins at some of the future props there. I think this was, for a good while, a pretty foregone conclusion that the Thunder were going to run away with this. I mean, they literally have their own prop on the app about them winning 74 regular season games, which is still up. They're still leading this. They're minus 2,000. I thought what was pretty interesting is the Pistons are second at plus 2,500, Spurs at plus 3,000, Knicks at plus 6,000. Thunder are 28-5. Outside of these Spurs games, they've kind of kept the train rolling. Pistons are 25-8, just smacked the Lakers last night. I find this to be an interesting thing to look at just because of the discrepancy in the conferences and the fact that the Pistons play in the East. So they're going to stack up, 10 to 15 easier wins a season because of it. And so just a thing that I've been checking out. It will be an interesting thing to track throughout the season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TEAM3. That's code TEAMTHREE. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
I mean, you guys sort of all had this in your own way, but do you feel like that the high profileness of that situation prepared you a little bit for like what you're going to get here?
Definitely. I mean, that's Coach K. I mean, he's coached everybody from the top, like USA Basketball. I mean, every draft class, he's got a guy in the top 5, top 10. Obviously, our class had a lot of pros. But I think that helped me. I think that was part of why I wanted to go there. If you want to be, you want to play at the highest level, you want to be coached by the guy who's seen it all.
What happens when you play Paolo now?
I mean, it's still, trying to beat him. But it's cool. Like, that's still my guy.
Yeah. He's so crazy gifted.
Yeah, like,
for somebody his
even when
size.
he first got there, like, he was 6'10", like, big, like 250, like, handling the ball, shooting the ball, playmaking. Just being able to do that at such a young age, too, I think he's really good.
What was the draft night like?
It was crazy. I mean, I kind of knew where I was going. I only did 5 pre-draft workouts, 1-on-0.
Big dog, man.
I know.
I knew my name was getting called. I knew my name was going to get called. I'm waiting for the calls afterwards.
It was crazy. We did pre-draft together.
We did do pre-draft together.
I'm in the same house. I wasn't there for he went home. I'm on the road, 18 workouts back and forth. This guy's chilling.
Yeah.
I know where I'm going.
We're doing pre-draft in Miami. They're always on the road, and I'm just there, I'm working out, and everybody's always in and out. I'm gone for a couple days, come back. But I knew, the lowest I was gonna go was Chicago at 18. They stopped my workout early. If I'm there, they're drafting me. Charlotte, I kind of knew that was where I was gonna go. That was my hardest workout. I think they just kind of wanted to test me, see where I was at, mentally, if I pushed through. And then obviously that's where I got drafted to.
How do you feel like the position has changed since you've come into the league in terms of your responsibilities?
I think we're just responsible for a lot more. Obviously, the basic parts of protecting the rim, finishing around the basket. In my case, being a threat at the rim, lob wise. But I think now you got to be able to play make, out of short rolls, making right decisions, being strong with the ball. Yeah, just really being decisive, I'd say, and then just talking on the defensive end.
What was your draft night like?
Mine was definitely not like his. I didn't. It was up in the air.
He still went first round.
I was not first round guy.
Okay, but I didn't get. I wasn't in the green room. So I'm from New York. So I went to the draft. Kind of like Mark. I had I want to say 12 to 13 workouts. And it was crazy because I was with my friends and family the night before, and we never talked about where I think I was going. And they asked me, and I felt either here, the Knicks, or Boston were my top three. I felt I had great workouts there, and that's what a lot of the talk was. So I was sitting in the stands, and I knew I was from 17 to 20 to 25 around that time, and then Phoenix picks came at 22. Was kind of ready for that, and they traded that to Denver. So I was all right, well, it's just time for me to stay home, come back to New York, and they had 24 and 25, and they obviously picked up to a great player and got that pick traded. And then I was kind of up in the air because I didn't know what was going to happen at that point. I was just waiting on Boston, and I heard some stuff that Boston wasn't going to take me. So I was all right, let's just get ready for the next day. And then got that phone call, and then Suns were picking me up, and it was a good celebration. Great night out just with my friends and family, just celebrating.
What do you think I guess for all of you, defensively, when you first get to the league, what do you think the hardest thing you had to figure out was?
For me, it's probably just fouling, because they be calling me a hack, and some people just pick up. So nah, it was just.
He guards the best player though. He always
you usually
guards
have
the
the
best
assignment.
player. And guys in the league now are just foul baiting everybody, especially the best players.
Do you also feel, we were talking about this yesterday, do you also feel with the refs, and don't say anything to get yourself fined, but with the refs, so much of it is rep too, so you probably have to deal with this as well, where they're going to treat you differently if you're a two-way guy versus a guy that was on an all-defensive team, where you can just
100%. 100%.
So you have to basically earn yourself out of that.
Yeah.
That's a rookie thing.
Yeah, I think it's just establishing yourself, because Colin just said, I feel last year, a lot of the calls that me or maybe my teammates, so when we came in and got defensively, we will see on the opposite side of the end, and they won't get those calls. So I think it's just earning your stripes, not trying to complain that much, just establishing who you are as a defender.
Yeah.
Did you get cooked your rookie year?
Oh, for sure. Shea gave me 50 at his crib. At the crib, I do remember that one. He gave us 50. My first game, Trae Young got me 2 fouls in 2 minutes. I was out the game until the third quarter. Yeah, a couple guys got me. Jalen Brunson, he got me a couple times, but it's just fun guarding those guys.
Did you have one of those, Mark?
It's different just because, I never really had the Embiid experience. He was out whenever we played.
The Embiid experience is crazy.
It's crazy.
That's the thing.
Yeah, no, because everybody's always you. I never played him, so I saw it when I wasn't playing.
What about that first yogurt matchup?
Jokic that I played against.
You were fine.
My stats were fine.
You
but
can
he
say
had.
you're
He
fine.
said
My stats were fine, but he the thing about him was like, I thought I was doing a good job. And then
You
you would
see the
look
stat
up
sheet.
and you're like, he got 28, 12, and 14. And you're like,
What's
damn.
funny is I feel like that's what his teammates say too.
This dude just walks through games.
Yeah, like you're feeling like,
He walks into a triple double, like you don't
Yeah.
even see him do it.
like couple possessions. I'm like, yeah, I got a block here. Like I stripped him, whatever, forced the pass out. But the pass out was like an open 3.
Did you guys have one?
I don't know. I was on a 2-way my first 3 years, so I wasn't getting no calls like that. Like if somebody was driving into me and just falling down, I'm like, all right, it's a foul.
Yeah.
I just live with it.
And I think like everybody was always like, as a rookie, like you can't expect calls. And I didn't really think, like I was like, okay, whatever. And I remember my first time getting minutes my rookie year was like after Christmas, and we played Portland. And it was actually Nurk. I had Nurk. I was guarding him, and they kept running this little like elbow cross screen. And they were like making sure he got the ball. Foul. He got the ball again, back down, foul. And I'm like, I'm guarding him like league, and they're like, no, like it's just crazy.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit about building rapport too. Because like when you first come in the league, well, I had vets that would be like, it's like a real small thing, but it's going like when they have a captain's meeting, they send rookies
Every
so
time.
that you can
That's so
meet
important,
like the
bro.
refs. You can learn their names, call them by their first name. So you're trying to build a rapport so that like they know you, know who you are, you're respectful, stuff like that. And then once you get into games, like you see guys like Dylan. Dylan has a longer leash because he's known these guys for so long and like is able to talk to them a certain way because he has those relationships. So I think that's something that, especially my vets when I first got in the league, were like, yo, go meet them, talk to them, learn their names, address them by their first names, like when you're trying to talk to them on the floor. So I
Yeah,
think that's something that was important.
definitely saying,
You can see it. You can see it with the coaches. I mean, it's smart. It's like sometimes, I mean, working the ref is a thing that like you do.
Mhm.
Just as like it's always work, no matter like what the sport is. Did you have a moment when you last year, not necessarily where you got cooked, but did you have a moment where you really were like, you kind of felt like after this whole the whole journey and everything, you just felt comfortable? Maybe you never feel comfortable, but like felt almost comfortable.
No, I ain't never feel comfortable. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not comfortable right now. Yeah, I never felt comfortable. Not yet.
I think that's part of it, though, right? That's part of that's part of the drive is never feeling like
Never
Yeah.
been satisfied.
yeah.
It's always something. Yeah.
It's funny because it does feel like that's the thing of all the things you guys all obviously and Book in his own way is like that too, as like gifted as he is. And I also feel like he's such a competitive dude that like it's a team full of dudes who are sort of have that kind of like scrap to them.
Yeah. It's almost like a chip on your shoulder type thing. I feel like, especially for like most of our guys.
With all the weird trade shit from last year, do you feel like in retrospect, we could talk about it if you want, we don't have to, but like in retrospect, ending up here, like
It was weird.
It
'Cause
was
I was
weird.
I was over there when all that was going on.
we talked about it.
It was so weird. It was so weird because like when I was over there, like we thought like he was like a done deal. Like we thought it was a done deal. Then like one day tweet come out, boom. What happened? His knee was busted. He just played like last week. So I was so confused, bro. And that was crazy. It was crazy. Like it was just weird seeing like DK had left. Like he was already gone. You know what I'm saying? So like his locker and stuff, all that stuff was like out of there. Like he was right by me. His name was right by my locker. So I'm like, all right. I already know him a little bit. So I'm like, I'm kind of excited. Like, all right, big fella coming over here. The next day, that shit was gone. That's what is going on.
Crazy, bro. I was in LA, so I'm in the hotel.
We played them.
Yeah, so I'm in the hotel. I see Doe, like Dorian Finney-Smith. I see him in the hotel. Like we're over there chopping it up. Like like I'm excited. Whoop de whoop. They played what was it, the Pacers? I think on like that Saturday. And I'm like, shoot, I'm about to play Monday. Like about to go over there. And then they tell me that. I'm like, that can't be. Like, I just played the Bucks that night that I got the call that I'm getting traded. I'm out here. They're like, yeah, like it's done. Like we're not going back. I was like, y'all can't like undo the undo. Like, what you mean? They're like, nah, it's done. So I'm hot. Like I was excited. I was like, it's time. Charlotte wanted to trade me, whatever. Like I'm excited. We play them first game out the break. And then I got to go back to Charlotte. So All-Star break, I'm just like, what the fuck? And then first game out is LA, of course. Like, can't write it any other way.
And you went off that night, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is another
My
night.
baby was hooping. He was hooping.
You know what I'm saying? Another night in the office. You know, I'm trying to show like
He was hooping. He was hooping.
I'm just trying to show like the rest of the time, like honestly, like fuck y'all. Like I was just one. I mean, really, really, like I was excited to go there. I thought I was like a piece that could really help them. Obviously, going into the playoffs, and then once they lost, obviously, I tweeted a little smiley face. Like I was hating. I was hating.
That was crazy.
I was hating.
That was after the Luka trade?
Yeah, no, Luka got traded first, so I'm like, well, if he can get traded, anybody's up.
so excited to play with Luka.
Crazy month.
Yeah,
No, that was crazy. Luka trade was crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. So I'm like,
That was so crazy.
yeah.
I was in the car outside of Kings, in the car with all my guys.
Dude, we
Just
were
chilling.
in the game. I remember we were getting like,
I'm thinking
we were in Portland.
yeah,
when
we
that
were
happened.
blowing Portland out. And so like I was at the end of the bench. They put me in. Nobody's paying attention. They're all like on the bench. Katie gets a phone from somebody like behind the bench. They're like on the phone looking like, what is going on?
I definitely thought it was fake. I thought it was fake when he got traded.
Host shifted too. Like
Does that whole everything we're just describing, that whole month, like the NBA is a business. You guys have all known that since you've been in it. But the level of unpredictability, there's a business and then there's that. And that becomes a thing where you're like, now you really just can't be shocked by anything.
Yeah, I think for me personally, that was when I really learned it was a business. Like, we'll just go back and act like nothing happened. I think that was just, for me, I was like, well, anything can happen at any given point. So just kind of be prepared for anything.
The good news is you get to play them 20 times a year.
I know. I mean, we got 5 times now because of the cup add-on. But no, I look forward to playing them. And then, obviously, after the season ended last year, I mean, I knew it was a matter of time before I was going to leave Charlotte. You can't do that and just expect me to stay there. But I got here. I mean, obviously, they, wanted me before. And then once I was able to get traded here, it's been great since I've been here, for sure.
What do you guys feel? You guys are still new to a certain extent, but just as like the vets in this conversation of this team, like even the difference between this year and last year, from a dynamic standpoint, from a sort of team dynamic standpoint.
You wanna?
I mean, there was a lot of noise outside last year. Like we had a close group last year in terms of guys. Like we messed with each other on the court, off the court. We messed with each other. I think it was just so much noise with like how we were playing from the outside that people were like, that thought whatever was going on the inside it really wasn't what it was in a way. But then I think towards the end of the year, like when you're losing like that, when you have those kind of names, the roster that we had, obviously it's probably not going to stick that way. So they had to make changes. But I feel like the perception of everybody on the outside was just kind of wrong.
Remember the fight story? The tweet we got?
Yeah, we were all sitting in the locker room and there was a story
tweet
that
like
came
fighting in
out.
the locker room. Like
You guys were fighting in the locker room.
yeah, and we sent it to our group chat and they were like, well, who's fighting in the locker room? Like, but
It's
like,
just like crazy shit like that just pops out in the media out of nowhere. And it's like, this couldn't be further from the truth.
I think it was just the expectation we had from like you said, like from the team that we had, and even the start of the season, like we were beating teams and we were first in the West, and like you said, the caliber of players that we had, and we should be in playoff hunts, and we weren't playing that great, but I think going from last year to this year, like it's just a little more better of just the camaraderie. I think a lot of weight is off our shoulders. We're just out there just playing. We're not trying to focus on everyone else is saying and the outside noise. We're just playing tons of basketball and establish ourselves in this league. Like we're all new to each other and trying to compliment each other in different ways. So I mean, it's great now.
It couldn't be like more opposite. I feel like last year there was so much expectation.
Yeah.
And then when you don't like meet that expectation, everybody thinks the world's like falling apart and ending from the outside. And then this year, everybody didn't have any expectation for us. So we're just kind of a bunch of guys just going out there playing. Obviously we got Book, who's a huge name. Dylan was kind of like
Jalen when he gets back.
And then we get Mark. We get Man, who's a younger guy, like high in the draft. So everybody's excited about him. Just have a bunch of like guys that are just like hungry to go out there and compete. But yeah, there was really no expectation for us this year.
Well, it gives, even when you're talking about the never being comfortable thing, like I would say that the people who predict this stuff generally don't really know what they're talking about most of the time anyways, but like nobody was talking about, like we were talking about before, you guys being a top 6 team in the West. And then you watch you play every night. You watch you beat all these teams that are top 6 teams in the West. You're like, yeah, clearly the roster is here to do that. And so some of that probably is that chip and that level of just like the fuck you, like basically nobody thought that we had a chance to do anything.
I think that too, but I also think like it just comes down to we coming here every day with a good mindset. From Jo to us, especially him, like he just comes in with the like try to get better mindset and create a new identity here. So I think that's kind of a big thing. Like people don't count on you; you just go out and just play. And I think me personally, I like being sleepers. I feel like this whole story, like this whole podcast, is about just sleeper stories. So just calling up on teams that don't expect us to be in games, and we're competing at a high level, and pulling games out is great. So it's early, but just trying to keep that from the whole season now.
What do you think, speaking of Jo, what do you think that he does so well?
He's like a genius. Like when he first got here, like I'll come back and shoot at night and he'll be in his office just like watching film, breaking it down. And I think just from the game, like he understands like how to manipulate the defense or, find stuff just to help us like me cutting on the baseline and go get layups and dunks and, running on transition and just giving guys confidence to play like that. I think that's a big thing for us. Yeah, just give us the confidence, come on, just do what we do. And as you see, we got guys here that have been killing it lately. So
definitely the confidence. I think I've been like with a lot of first-year head coaches. I think Frank Vogel was the only person that was my only coach that wasn't a first-year coach. It's definitely the confidence, bro. Like he telling me shoot pull-up trays and stuff like that. Like I never heard that till this year. Like I would never shoot a pull-up tray. And I'm dribbling the ball up the court like 2 games ago. He's in my ear talking about pull it. So like just having that little thing right there make you play a little bit harder.
Definitely the confidence. I think balancing like the analytics and just like the go hoop. I think he does a really good job of that. Like, we're always talking about, pace, defensively pressuring the ball. But at the same time, he'll tell me like, call for the fucking ball. Like, he'll tell me things like go up, pull up trays, whatever. Like, but at the same time, we're always sticking to our principles, cutting and sliding, hitting our open guys in the corner, knocking them down. So I think there's a really good balance between the two. And he's definitely just like a basketball savant.
Thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring the show. 2026 is officially underway, and you know what that means for me. More basketball. Hell yeah. I love this time of year because you can really start to see which teams are legit and which players are stepping up. DraftKings Sportsbook has been my go-to for adding some extra excitement to the games. They're an official sports betting partner of the NBA, which is cool, but what I really appreciate is how they've thought about the experience. Their early exit feature is clutch. If your player goes down in the first half, you still get paid in cash. That kind of protection just makes sense, especially when you're trying to enjoy the game without the stress. We're taping this, Richie, New Year's Eve. I'm in Ojai, California. And been thinking about, as the year comes to an end, teams that been most surprising. The Thunder being where they are is not surprising, really. I think the Spurs getting to the final of the in-season tournament and how they've played the Thunder has been surprising. But the team I wanted to shout out is who we're featuring on today's episode, the Phoenix Suns. 19-13 winners of the last 4 as of this taping. The 7th seed in the West, which is no joke. They're 13th in net rating. Book has missed some time. All of them haven't been fully healthy. I mean, Jalen Green has been out for most of the year. This was a team that I think everybody left for dead when they traded KD in the offseason, and they sort of acted like they were sort of in no man's land with no picks or anything like that. But it's a great example of a group rallying around each other, grit, which we get into in the episode, toughness. They're just fun to watch. They're a tough out. Watched both those Pelicans games the other night, and sort of both of those games were good examples of what they bring to the table, and I think that we show a lot of that in the episode today. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TEAM3. That's code TEAMTHREE. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Is there a thing you guys have noticed as his teammate now about Book from just a prep standpoint that you feel like makes him so special?
Hooper. Just
Same
like
every day, bro.
yeah.
Same.
Like, I don't know. When you like think about guys that are just like natural like basketball players, like can do everything on the floor, super confident, super skilled, can score at all three levels, play make. So I think we see it every day, obviously, when we play pickup and then the way he works. So
I think the other thing with him, he's such a low key dude.
Yeah.
And so it's a great thing to have a leader who leads by example and is not like there's not a lot of other shit happening. You know what I mean? He kind of just like you're saying, like he just does the same thing, like he does his thing. And it feels like a lot of the like Steph's like that too.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of like he just shows up and does it.
Yeah.
He keeps he's just level headed. Like he's not going to get too high and get too low. I think it's also good having Dylan here because like it's kind of like polar opposites, like hot and cold. Like Dylan, you see, brings the energy every night, and Devin's more just kind of that like laid back, just silent killer. So I think both of them like they complement each other well when it comes to that. Like they can both get going at different times, but you're just gonna see a different personality from both of them.
Who do you think the funniest person on the team is?
Jay Good, man. Jay Good,
That guy right there.
Jay Good.
now that's one thing that's super underrated about him. Like just the vibes every day.
Vibes. First team, all vibes.
He doesn't have like bad days. Like we could win. We could lose 2 games. We could win a game. It does not matter. Goody is coming in and he is the same person every day.
Same dude.
Vibes.
What we on?
What we on, man? What we doing, man?
What we on, man?
What we on, man?
I do bring vibes. I just be myself, man.
Great vibes,
Player
bro.
coach.
I guess player coach.
That's what I'm saying. Full circle.
Do you guys do stuff on the road? Do you do meals and stuff on the road, or like? It's always funny with different teams because I don't know that necessarily makes sense.
It depends where we are.
Me and Mark be kicking it, man.
That's my guy right here. We'll be kicking it.
I seen CG and Raul on the road a couple of times.
We need to do more meals.
We definitely need.
We need more team dinners.
Yeah, more team dinners.
Yeah, for sure.
More team dinners.
Team camaraderie.
Nah, I think
Team camaraderie. I mean,
It's
I
good
thought
though.
we're in a great spot. We can be better. It's really better, but I'm not gonna lie. We are in a great spot, guys. We're in a great spot. We're locked in for sure.
We're locked in.
No, we're locked in.
And I know it sounds like cheesy, but I think that stuff really does help.
For sure.
Like,
Even like going to flag,
yeah, going to
Early,
flag sag
like,
before the season.
going to just spend time with each other, and we were up there just like playing games, messing around, hooping together. So it's just stuff
It's a
like
good
that.
group. It's a good group for sure.
Builds help stuff
Do you
on the
feel
floor.
like just with all the different, we just going through your different experiences, you've been in so many different locker rooms. Do you feel like there's like a trait that all the good locker rooms have in common?
I'm not gonna lie, this is the best locker room I've been in. Like this is the best locker room I've been. I've been in some crazy locker rooms when I was in Memphis when everybody was hurt. Bro, it's like some of the craziest locker room. Like literally, bro, we'd be ready for a game and 6 of us like dressed.
That year was crazy.
6 of us, 2 other dudes dressed knowing they're not playing just so we can play the game. But this locker room here though, like you just feel it when you walk in. Everybody like each other, and that's like that's a big part. You
I think that's important.
It
like
is, bro.
seeing like nobody's got an ego in terms of like everybody wants to play well, but like I want to see these guys like play well. I want to see them eat. So everybody like wants to see people succeed.
Do y'all feel like if like there's like a younger, like a high school, college kid listening to this or watching or whatever, and you had to give them like one thing you've learned along in each of your different journeys, one thing that you've learned along the way? Is there something that has like, because I think what's interesting about this group is like everyone is pretty, like you're all here, we're all sitting together, but everyone's pretty different. in terms of how you got here. And so is there one thing that you kind of have learned that sort of like sticks out to you?
The generation now, like everybody gets caught up in like comparing themselves to other people, comparing their journey. Like everybody's running their own race. Like something that I always tell my, like, comparison is the thief of joy. Like you're never going to be happy if you're just sitting here comparing like
dropping gems on us. You just dropped the gem on us.
That's not crazy.
That's a good quote.
That's a good quote.
But it's not. It's not
crazy. That's good.
And how you said it too.
It was
Bro,
well.
it's true.
It
It's true.
was like a good tone in the message.
It's true. Like if you're gonna sit here and just compare like my situation to somebody else, I might be like, oh, I'm way better than him, and he's doing X, Y, and Z.
Did they do that with you and like other white point guards?
Yeah, but that's just the stereotype. Like I don't. At this point, I would give like, yeah. They coming out of college, they were like, oh, TJ McConnell.
I knew that was coming.
And I was sitting there like, I don't think we play anything alike. I mean, I guess a little bit, but we look similar.
Yeah, that's crazy. They did that to Reeves too. They would compare him to just different white players,
just different white guys that played in the league.
Every draft class.
TJ killed last year. Now he put.
Did you have anything? Any like a lesson or anything like that?
Mine probably be where your feet is. That's pretty much it. So,
that's a gem too.
Yeah, that's my little motto right there. Be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. Yeah, be where your feet are.
That two-way lifestyle, man.
For real.
Shit is real.
Shoot. Be prepared for anything. I think, especially last year for me, was probably like the first time I really felt that like unexpected business of the NBA. So just be prepared for anything, stay present in the moment, and just try to be the best version of yourself.
I'll say probably just control the controllables. I think especially in this line in basketball, there's so much stuff that can get thrown at us that like we can't control. And that's kind of where like the negativity and stuff happens, where we're thinking like, oh well, this person's here or they did this, they did that. But like if you just show up and be who you are and be the best version of yourself and control what you can control, being a great teammate, great person, all that other stuff can take care of itself. So I think what we all said just kind of trickles into one. Just be you. Just don't change who you are because of what's going on.
I guess a good way to wrap. Fellas.
Sounds good. Appreciate you having us.
Appreciate it, brother.